Hey everyone. So I know there are a couple of topics left from artificial intelligence, जैसे part A employability skills, neural networks. But leaving all that aside, let's try to solve a couple of questions today. And for that purpose, I'm taking the sample paper for this year. We will solve those questions in a manner जैसे आप examination hall में जैसे आपको solve करना चाहिए. So let's begin with the session by talking about me. Who am I? Why do you need to refer to this video or any of my other videos? So currently I'm working as an NLP expert for a US based startup. I have done a degree in artificial intelligence from IIT Hyderabad. I also have a BTech in metallurgy from IIT Bombay. So I think coming from a place of experience, I'm in a better place to guide you with artificial intelligence as a subject. So let's not waste any time and begin by talking about the marking scheme of your AI exam. I know you might have already solved this question paper, it does not matter. हम लोग करेक्ट आंसर्स नहीं देखेंगे यहाँ पर, हम लोग देखेंगे कि वहाँ उन आंसर्स तक पहुँचा कैसा जाए. सो आपने ये सब चीज़ें ऑलरेडी देखी होंगी पहले. व्हाट इज़ द मार्क्स अलॉटमेंट फॉर द वेरियस पार्ट्स ऑफ द क्वेश्चन पेपर. So I'll just skip this and let's begin with the session. Okay, so the first question is definitely from part A employability skills. Pranjali gets up at 5 a.m. and goes to her badminton classes. Then she comes home, finishes her homework before going to school. She does this all by herself. So जब आपके सामने ऐसे क्वेश्चंस आए, try to underline the statement which conveys you the most meaning. So no one tells her to do it. Okay, this is an example of. So when we talk about motivation, they are of two types. One is internal, जिसमें आपको आपके मन से आपको चीज़ें करने का मन करता है. Whereas in external, there is some sort of a reward associated, जैसे probably एक gift हो गया, maybe after studying you get to eat an ice cream, something like that. So right now no one is telling Pranjali to do anything, she's doing all these things by herself. So it is an internal motivation or also self motivation. Second question, which of the following can cause stress? Okay, so we will use the method of elimination here. किन चीज़ों से स्ट्रेस होता है? योगा एंड मेडिटेशन डेफिनेटली नॉट. ड्राइविंग ड्यूरिंग द रश आवर कैन बी अ वेरी बिग कॉजल ऑफ स्ट्रेस. ऑर्गेनाइज्ड एकेडमिक लाइफ, ऑर्गेनाइज्ड, सो कांट हैपन. आपको स्ट्रेस नहीं आएगा अगर आपके सब सब्जेक्ट्स प्रिपेयर्ड हो ऑलरेडी. Enjoying holidays with family, so even this is not. So B would be the right answer. So there are two ways to solve any objective question. One of the ways could be आपको आंसर ऑलरेडी पता है, so you don't need to eliminate anything. But in cases जहाँ पर आपको थोड़ा confusion लगता है, try to eliminate the options जो एकदम ही impossible है. We will look at couple of more examples in the upcoming questions. What is the term used when you quickly click the left mouse button twice? So don't need to explain a lot. It is double clicking. Ravi learned that if a laptop gets overheated, the internal parts get damaged. What happens if he leaves his device plugged in even after it's charged 100%? So let's say आपका एक device है, आप उसमें power input करते ही जा रहे हो and it's already at 100%. So there is some way जब जहाँ से ये जो power आप extra डाल रहे हो किसी और way में निकलेगी, so that comes out as heat. So your device can overheat. Srishti is a young woman who makes earrings. She buys jute from a farmer and makes earrings from that. She sees that most women in her village do not work. So she hires two women to help her. She hires two women and she buys jute from a farmer. Basically वो अपने ही गांव से अपने ही प्लेस से सामान भी खरीद रही है and she hires two women and community में ही किसी को hiring हो रही है, employability मिल रही है. So as her orders increase, she hires three more women to work for her. How was she helping a village grow? By selling earrings to women without a job? I don't think that's a way to help. By purchasing earrings from the local market. Again, this is not mentioned. By buying jute from the local farmer and by providing jobs to the local women. Yes, this is the right answer. So this automatically becomes wrong. So next question. Mary has two people who work for her. Every day she spends an hour with them to learn about what they've done that day. So what is she doing right now? Creating a new product? No, she's not. Is she dividing the income? She's not. Is she taking a risk? Definitely not. See, she's managing the business by talking about understanding what the employees are doing so that later on मैरी को पता रहे कि उसके एम्प्लॉयज कैसे काम कर रहे हैं एंड अकॉर्डिंगली उनको वो काम दे. So question number 2. Dash and Dash are AI based applications that help us in navigation. नेविगेशन का नाम सुनते ही सबसे पहले आपके दिमाग में आना चाहिए गूगल मैप्स. एंड अगर आपको कंपनी चेंज करनी है तो प्रॉबेबली यू कैन से एप्पल मैप्स. सो दीज टू आर प्रॉबेबली द करेक्ट आंसर्स इन माय ओपिनियन. बट आपके आंसरिंग स्कीम में ओला एंड ऊबर भी दिया है, but I don't think they actually guide us in navigation because even Ola and Uber drivers use Google Maps. So Google Maps and Ola and Uber आप लिख सकते हो. Identify the incorrect statement from the following. Now again, I have not covered this topic in the channel. I will be posting a video soon, but when we talk about machine learning, artificial intelligence and deep learning, there is one diagram that you need to remember. This is AI. This is machine learning and this is deep learning. So if you see, AI is the largest part. AI is the maximum subset. उसके अंदर ML आता है, फिर ML के अंदर deep learning आता है. Right? So let's using this diagram try to solve this question. Deep learning is a subset of machine learning, right? Machine learning is a subset of deep learning. बोला जा रहा है उल्टा, but so that is not right. Artificial intelligence is a subset of deep learning. Again, it is not. Deep learning is a subset of artificial intelligence. And fourth one, deep learning is the advanced form of AI and ML. Right. So AI is a very broad field. आप उससे बहुत सारी चीज़ें कर सकते हो. So थोड़ा specialized AI क्या होता है? Machine learning. जब आप मशीन लर्निंग में थोड़ा और स्पेशलाइजेशन करो, बहुत ज़्यादा डेटा दो, बहुत ज़्यादा प्रोसेसिंग करो, दैट बिकम्स डीप लर्निंग. So deep learning is the advanced form of AI and ML. So first and fourth. Identify the incorrect statements. All right. So second and third would be the incorrect statements. So B, I have marked the correct ones. Search engines not only predict what popular searches may apply to your query as you start typing, but it looks at the whole picture and recognizes what you're trying to say rather than the exact search words. So what does this mean? Alright, so we know India के ODI matches चल रहे हैं, and if you just start by typing INDI, automatically Google will suggest you India versus New Zealand match, or maybe India versus New Zealand score. So this, all these things happen with the help of natural language processing. यहाँ पर कंप्यूटर विजन नहीं है क्योंकि इमेजेस नहीं हो रही है यूज़. डेटा साइंस नहीं है बिकॉज नो नंबर्स आर बीइंग यूज, कैलकुलेशंस नहीं हो रही है. नेचुरल लैंग्वेज अंडरस्टैंडिंग इज नॉट इन योर सिलेबस, सो दैट्स व्हाई आई वोंट एक्सप्लेन दैट. सो सी आंसर इज द करेक्ट वन. When a user installs an app in the smartphone, it asks for access to gallery, contacts, etc. After you accept this, it gives the user agreement, which most users accept without realizing the implications. What is the concern here? So let's talk about Facebook. आपने ऐप स्टोर से डाउनलोड किया इसको, and it will ask for permission. It will ask for permission for your camera, for your gallery, for your contacts, for your text messages by the use of user agreement. आपको user agreement पे क्लिक करना होता है yes में. अगर आपने no किया, the app will not be installed. After you click yes, you can finally use it. So what is the concern here? Permission जो आप दे रहे हो उसको, वो अपने फोटोज की दे रहे हो, कॉन्टैक्ट्स की दे रहे हो, सो आपका जो डेटा है जा रहा है. That means it's an issue of your data privacy. Facebook can access the images you have on your phone. Facebook can access the contacts. It can also access what apps do you have on your phone and all these things. So unemployment, no. AI bias, no. No concern, also no. We can't make good decisions without information. So obviously this is true, but why are they asking this question? Which topic does it relate to? So when we talk about AI, we know, how does an AI learn? How does an AI make good decisions? Only when a lot of correct data is provided. So that's why we cannot make good decisions without information. Dash helps us to summarize all the key points into one single template so that in the future, whenever there is a need to look back at the basis of the problem, we can take a look at this and understand the key elements of it. So what kind of a template did you study जहाँ पर हम लोग what, who, where and how पढ़ रहे थे? That was problem statement template. So the order can be jumbled up, but the correct answer is problem statement template. So summarizing all the key points into one single template can be answered by asking what is the problem, who is affected, where is the problem, and how can you solve it. Divya was learning neural networks. She understood that there were three layers in a neural network. Help her identify the layer that does processing in the neural network. So again, I have not covered this topic yet. You can find the video in the next couple of days, but this is how a neural network works. There are three layers. This is for input, this is for output, and this is where all the processing happens, and it is also known as the hidden layer. Why it is called a hidden layer? Because इसके अंदर जो भी calculations होती हैं, no one is able to see it. You can also call it as a black box because इसके अंदर जो भी processing हो रही है, humans are not able to understand it. So this is known as the hidden layer. It can also be considered something like a PC जहाँ पर आप कीबोर्ड एंड माउस से इनपुट दे रहे हो, CPU में आपकी प्रोसेसिंग हो रही है एंड आउटपुट कम्स आउट इन दिस फॉर्म ऑफ डिस्प्ले और स्पीकर्स. Smita is working on a project that involves over a lakh of records. Alright. Which of the following should she use to make the best project? Now, this question, according to me, is kind of vague, but since it's your AI 417 course, इसी topic से कुछ related होगा. So, which of the following she should use to make the best project? In order to make the right choice, you have to read all of these. Traditional programming. It is slow, it is not advanced, so it is generally not preferred. Manual processing is not possible because there are a lack of records. Internet of Things does not actually process a lot of data, but basically depends on the hardware. So this is not the case. Neural networks is the one, but this was the method of elimination. बट जब भी आपने देखा आपके पास बहुत सारा डेटा है प्रोसेस करने के लिए, आपको बहुत ज़्यादा प्रोसेसिंग पावर चाहिए, यू यूज न्यूरल नेटवर्क्स. फॉर बेटर एफिशिएंसी ऑफ एन एआई प्रोजेक्ट, ट्रेनिंग डेटा शुड बी, अगेन वी नो एनी एआई मॉडल वर्क्स बेस्ट जब आप उसको डेटा देते हो, अ लॉट ऑफ डेटा and correct data. So what options would be right here? Relevant, okay, relevant होना चाहिए data. Scattered does not matter, structured does not matter, unstructured भी हो सकता है. Authentic, yes, मतलब correct data होना चाहिए और उस field से related होना चाहिए. So 1 and 4th B is the answer. The Dash Sustainable Development Goals were launched at the United Nations Sustainable Development Summit in New York in the year 2015. Remember this? आपको इसके ऊपर भी क्वेश्चन पूछा जा सकता है, इसके ऊपर भी क्वेश्चन पूछा जा सकता है. So there were 17 sustainable development goals. You just have to remember this. This is from Green Skills. Identify the algorithm based on the given graph. So let's take an example. What are these things? Can you label it as apple, banana, and kiwi? Right, you can. So what is happening here? You're classifying these dots into one of these groups. So you can directly say that it is clustering. All right, so that was kind of confusing for you. So classification हम लोग नहीं यूज करेंगे इसमें, हम लोग clustering लिखेंगे because they are being converted into clusters. Cluster 1, this is cluster 2, and this is cluster 3. So why not classification? Classification में already आपके पास labels होते हैं, हम लोग देखेंगे. I will be uploading a video soon about the various algorithms, but for now just understand यहाँ पर आपका जो data था वो labeled नहीं है, there are just dots, you do not know what the data is, that's why it's clustering. अगर आपके पास already पता होता you need to classify between some movie genres or some months of the year, उस टाइम आप classification use करोगे. Dash helps in assigning a predefined category to a document, organize it in such a way that it helps customers find information that they want. अगर customer को sports की information चाहिए, he or she is getting that. News की चाहिए, probably space के ऊपर चाहिए, politics के ऊपर चाहिए. So what is this called? This is called text classification. आपका जो text documents है, they are divided into categories. Again, this is classification because we already know the labels: sports, news, space, politics. You can also call it as topic classification. Both are right. Which of the following is the type of data used by NLP applications? Images, numerical data, graphical data, or text or speech? सबसे पहले write down the full form. Natural language processing. So when you are processing your natural language, what is the right thing? What is the right type of data? Text and speech. Ayushi was learning about natural language processing. She wanted to know the term used for the whole textual data from all the documents together. Help her in identifying the term used for it. So this question was asked by a couple of people under my videos. So let's understand what they are talking about. So NLP में हमको पता है बहुत सारा data चाहिए. So data can be like document 1, document 2, document 3. डॉक्यूमेंट 1 में 100 सेंटेंसेस हो सकते हैं, डॉक्यूमेंट 2 में 50 हो सकते हैं, डॉक्यूमेंट 3 में 5000 हो सकते हैं. सो कलेक्शन ऑफ ऑल दीज डॉक्यूमेंट्स इज कॉल्ड कॉर्पस. लैटिन वर्ड है, इसका मीनिंग होता है बॉडी. सो कॉर्पस इज द राइट आंसर फॉर दिस. What is the full form of TF-IDF? All right, so this is from NLP chapter. Term frequency, and this is inverse document frequency. I hope you have understood the concept of TF-IDF. If not, please refer to the video where we talk about NLP. It is kind of important to understand this part क्योंकि इससे आपका जो एक क्वेश्चन आता है काफ़ी ज़्यादा मार्क्स का आता है, around 3 and 4 marks. A corpus contains 12 documents. How many document vectors will be there for that corpus? Okay, so if you have document 1, let's say उसकी vocabulary है ABC. I'm just considering ABC as some kind of words. I have document 2, I have document 3, and so on. So document 1 का vector बनेगा something like this. I'm just placing the numbers randomly. This means कि कौन कौन से documents में ये words present है. जहाँ पर present है mark it as 1. So by that logic we get 12 as the answer. Next question. Identify the type of chatbot with the information given below. These bots work on pre-programmed instructions inside the application machine and are generally easy to develop. Now they are very easy to develop. So when we talked about chatbots, there are two kinds. One is a simple type, also known as script bot, and one is advanced, also known as advanced chatbot, AI based chatbot, or also called smart bot. So इन दोनों में से कौन सा है? Identify the type of chatbot. The job is to answer some basic queries that are already coded and connect them to human executives once they are unable to handle the conversation. So this means the chatbot is not that smart. It only answers the coded questions. So it is definitely a script bot. The output given by the AI machine is known as prediction or reality. If you know English language, you know the right answer. It's prediction. So that's how you remember it. Prediction and reality. Reality होता है जो actually present है at the moment, whereas prediction is provided by your AI machine. Dash is used to record the result of comparison between prediction and reality. It is not an evaluation metric, but a record which can help in evaluation. Now this is an entire topic in itself. जहाँ पर हम लोग ऐसे लिख रहे थे prediction, reality. Now prediction can be yes or no, and reality can also be yes or no. Sorry for the bad diagram, but you know what I'm pointing to. It is called a confusion matrix. It is not called confusion matrix because you get confused. It is called confusion matrix because it represents the confusion of your AI model. How confused is your AI model when it is trying to predict something known as a true negative or true positive. Ronak was learning the conditions that make up the confusion matrix. He came across a scenario in which the machine that was supposed to predict an animal was always predicting not an animal. We have two things, reality and prediction. So what is the machine doing? Machine was supposed to predict an animal, but it is predicting not an animal. So prediction mein no, but in reality it should be yes. So what is this condition? So machine ने जो predict किया वो predict किया false. I mean negative. Machine ने negative predict किया. So now is this prediction matching with the reality? One is no, one is yes. So it is not matching. When things do not match, reality and prediction do not match, we just say it is false. Hence false positive. Which two evaluation methods are used to calculate the F1 score? Precision and accuracy. Alright, I'll just directly write the formula for F1 score. You also need to remember this. So this is the formula. It depends on precision and recall. Which of the following statements is not true about overfitting models? You need to understand what overfitting and underfitting is. This model learns the pattern and the noise in the data to such extent that it harms the performance of the model on the new data set. Alright, so let me start off by taking an example. Let's say you have an AI model called BERT Alright, so this is your AI model whose sole job is to predict the difference between a cat and a dog. Okay, and then you provide this BERT with about 1000 images. आपने 1000 images दी BERT को. And what is this data called? This data is called training data. Now, in case of overfitting, what BERT will do, it will learn these 1000 images, totally learn it. It cannot happen कि आपने इसमें से एक image दिया and BERT is not able to answer it. So that means it has learned everything from this data set. But when you try to test it, it won't perform well. This is known as overfitting. So first one is the right answer in terms of true. It is true. Training result is very good. This result, जो training result है, that will be very good. But आपका जो testing result है, it won't be that great. So this is also true. It interprets noise as patterns in the data. Again, this is true. The training accuracy and test accuracy are both low. So this is false. So we have already seen that training accuracy becomes quite high in case of overfitting models. Priya was confused with the terms used in evaluation stage. Suggest her the term used for percentage of correct predictions of all the observations. So Priya was confused, and I think most of you also are, but keep on practicing. You will understand all the terms which are used in evaluation chapter. So percentage of correct predictions out of all observations. Correct predictions क्या होती है? True positives and true negatives upon all observations. किसका formula है ये? It refers to accuracy. Alright, so objective type questions are quite easy to answer. It can't happen कि आपका एक भी question गलत हो जाए if you have followed all the videos, if you have listened to all the explanations that I've given you. In subjective type questions, what can happen is एक करेक्ट आंसर का एक स्पेसिफिक सेट फॉर्मेट नहीं है. मल्टीपल स्टूडेंट्स कैन गिव मल्टीपल डिफरेंट आंसर्स एंड स्टिल गेट द सेम मार्क्स. सो एज अ थंब रूल, जब भी आप सब्जेक्टिव टाइप क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करो, मेक श्योर स्टार्ट ऑफ विद द definition and end with an example. So with this you can probably cover all the things which are asked for you in the question. Also, if you have time, always underline the important parts. ऐसा नहीं कि आपने पूरा sentence underline कर दिया. 2 to 3 words underline is okay. Alright, in SMART goals, what does A stand for? Explain. So I'll go with the theory first. SMART. This means specific. This means measurable. This means achievable, realistic, and timely. Right? So specific, measurable, achievable, and realistic. A stands for achievable. Now sometimes you might also get confused. What is the difference between achievable and realistic? Can't they be the same thing? So achievable means आप कौन सी चीज़ actually short period of time में achieve कर सकते हो. Let's say you want to study 3 chapters of mathematics today. That is kind of achievable. But talking about 30 chapters each from mathematics, physics, and chemistry, that is not possible. So this is an example of achievable and not achievable. But how is it different from realistic? Realistic is something which aligns with your goals. आप पढ़ाई कर रहे हो, that is aligning with you giving your board exams. But something like preparing for US presidential elections, which you probably can be the president of United States in the next 20 30 years, but it is not a realistic timeline, right? So that's the difference between achievable and realistic. Realistic का मतलब आप जो भी काम कर रहे हो, it needs to align with your goal. Okay, next question. Samira is always punctual at school. She has a regular schedule that she follows every day. She plans for study and playtime in advance. Enlist 4 steps Samira must have followed for effective time management. All right, so let's take your example. First of all, what do? You make a list of all the subjects that you need to study for your board exams. You write down the syllabus. You write down all the chapters जो आपको पढ़ने हैं. So basically what you're doing is organizing. So this is the first step. Second step would be to check कौन सा सब्जेक्ट आपको पहले पढ़ना चाहिए. Is it mathematics? Is it science? आप जिस सब्जेक्ट में वीक हो आप वो पहले से पढ़ोगे. So which means you're prioritizing. Third is when you try to execute your organization, जब आप पढ़ना स्टार्ट करोगे, you will try to control your time. कि आपने सिर्फ पढ़ाई के लिए टाइम दिया हुआ है तो आप पढ़ाई करोगे. You will not waste time a lot. So that is meant by control. Fourth is your tracking. After you finish all your activities, आपने मैथमेटिक्स पढ़ लिया 2 घंटा, आपने 3 hours फिजिक्स पढ़ लिया, आपने साइंस पढ़ लिया, you make a track of all these things so that you can make changes to your organization again. Now आपने कुछ chapters cover कर लिए होंगे, कुछ नहीं किए होंगे. So these are the 4 steps that Samira must have followed for effective time management. Enlist any 2 methods to protect our data in the computer. Quite easy. Password protect कर लो अपना computer. Antivirus download कर लो. You can encrypt your hard drives. You can use better web browsers. What do entrepreneurs do when they run their business? So again, यहाँ पर आपको 2 points लिखा है, हो सकता है आपको 3 points mention हो, 4 points mention हो. First of all, I would like to remember it like this: entrepreneurs always help society because they create jobs, they fulfill the customer needs, they reduce the prices. So if you've not already studied this chapter, this is from entrepreneurial skills. There is already a video present in the channel, but if not, I'll be uploading a new one soon. Next question. Raj has a small convenience store in his locality. There are many other convenience stores in the area, yet Raj's store survives the competition and does well. Which stage of entrepreneur's career process can you relate this to? Explain. So in an entrepreneur's career, there are 3 stages. First is the entrepreneur enters the market. He has little knowledge, उसने business just start किया. So for the next 2 to 5 years, it tries to survive. Why survive? Because इस entrepreneur जैसे hundreds और होंगे. So which one is the best? How do you decide? The one which is able to survive this competition will be able to finally grow. So which stage of entrepreneur's career process? So this is the surviving stage. So I'm giving you the explanation and आपके पास I think answering की भी होगी, but you can always write these answers in your own words. How do you understand whether a machine or application is AI based or not? So any AI machine can do these 3 things. It can predict future, not like कि next 2-3 years में क्या आने वाला है, but something like if the AI machine sees black clouds, it can predict that it is going to rain. The next one would be to make decisions, and third one would be to learn from mistakes. So these are the three things that an AI machine can do. So how do you understand whether a machine or application is AI based or not? Basically अगर आपने उसको डेटा फीड किया होगा जिससे ट्रेन आपने किया है मशीन को या एप्लीकेशन को, it means it's an AI machine. Is a washing machine an AI machine? No. You have not fed any data into it. It is just a piece of hardware and a software. If you do an image search for vacations on a popular search engine, the first few searches mostly return the picture of beaches. What is the concern here? So let's take an example of Google. आपने इस पे vacation search किया, you get pictures of beaches first. So you need to know that Google is a search engine based on NLP or AI, right? So यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है? This AI was created by someone, right? Maybe the engineer, or you can just say creator. So why is this picture of beaches coming out? Because there is a bias. Maybe the creator fed Google with more pictures of beaches, more content on beaches जब vacation की बात हो रही है. That's why there is a bias here. So that is the concern of AI bias. Suhana works for a company where she was assigned the task of developing a project using AI project cycle. She knew what this first stage was. She knew the first stage was problem scoping. What are the remaining stages? So again, quite easy. Problem scoping means define the problem. Then next step will be to collect the data, which is data acquisition. Sorry for the bad handwriting, but I hope you're able to understand what I'm writing. Third would be to explore data by the use of maybe charts, graphs, etc., which is data exploration. Then you create an AI model by training it, which is also known as modeling. Then finally you test your model, also known as evaluation. So these are the remaining stages. What will be the result of conversion of the term happily in the process of stemming and lemmatization? So stemming में we remove the suffix. So ly is the suffix. So the answer would be happy. This does not make any sense, but this is faster. Lemmatization में आपका जो suffix है वो निकल जाएगा, but it will also give you a meaningful word. So you will get happy. But this is kind of slower. What do we get from the bag of words algorithm? So let's just create what we get. We get the word and we get its frequency. For example, the was repeated 10 times. A was repeated 9 times. Is 7. Book was 3. So we get a vocabulary, or you can also say a dictionary, and you also get a frequency of all these words. So you can definitely draw this diagram. You can write it in your own words कि आपको ये vocabulary words मिल रहे हैं या फिर आपको dictionary मिल रही है, along with the frequency of the words. So people of a village are totally dependent on the farmers for their daily food items. So this is important. Farmers grow new seeds by checking the weather conditions every year because they have to plant it. तो बारिश अगर ज़्यादा होने वाली है, they won't plant it. An AI model is being deployed in the village, which predicts the chances of heavy rain to alert the farmer, which helps them in doing the farming at the right time. So we have an AI model which says heavy rain and not heavy rain. So what are the things which you need to consider at this point कि जो farmers हैं वो जो फूड प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं वो पूरे विलेज में जा रहा है. सो दिस इज़ अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट, क्योंकि अगर फार्मर्स फूड नहीं क्रिएट करेंगे तो विलेज के पास ज़्यादा फूड आइटम्स नहीं रहेंगे. एंड द सेकेंड पॉइंट टू बी नोटेड इज कि फार्मर्स invest a lot of money, invest a lot of resources. So this is also an important point. So what would happen अगर एक दिन AI मॉडल ने प्रेडिक्ट किया हैवी रेन होने वाली है and the farmers do not plant anything, but eventually it does not rain. So in this case the model predicted positive, but it was a false positive. In the second case the model predicted that it won't rain, which means it is a negative prediction, but eventually it rained, so it was a false negative. So in this case farmer का बहुत ज़्यादा लॉस होगा, उसकी फसल के ऊपर पूरी बाढ़ आ जाएगी. So these two cases are both important. अगर इसमें से कोई एक होता तो this could have been recall, this could have been precision, but since दोनों हैं we use F1 score because it takes into consideration both precision and recall. Ashwath is amazed to learn about his sister Ananya, who is multi-talented, has excelled in academics, music, dancing, sports, and painting. He's quite curious when Ananya told him that he too possessed all these intelligence, but only at different levels. He wondered which intelligence he was talking about. Can you help Ashwath in learning about different type of intelligences? So as a thumb rule, I just remember these uh, mathematical, logical reasoning, people who are good at math. Interpersonal, people who are good at talking with other people, conveying their feelings. Intrapersonal, people who are really self-aware about their thoughts. Musical, good at music. There are other things as existential, then kinetic. So you can remember all those things, but these are the four things. All right, Samarth attended a seminar on artificial intelligence and has now been asked to write a report on his learnings from the seminar. Being a non-technical person, he understood that AI-enabled machine uses data of different formats in many of the daily based applications, but fail to sync it with the right terminologies and express the details. Help Samarth define artificial intelligence. We have already defined it before. List the three domains of AI and the data that is being used in the domains. How do you define artificial intelligence? It can predict the future, it can make decisions, and it can learn on its own. Three domains are natural language processing, computer vision जहाँ पर आप images process करते हो, and data science जहाँ पर आप numbers predict करते हो, जैसे कौन से दिन बारिश होने वाली है, कितनी बारिश होने वाली है, and so on. So NLP में text, audio data use होता है, computer vision में images, इसमें numerical data. Neural networks are said to be modeled the way how neurons in the human brain behaves. Alright, a similar system is mimicked by AI machine to perform certain tasks. Explain how neural networks work in AI model and mention any three features of the neural networks. So in order to explain this, let's again take the example of layers. One is input, this is output, and this is processing. So in this layer it extracts data. आपको अगर आपके डायरेक्टली इसको डेटा दे सकते हो, आपको क्लीनिंग की ज़रूरत नहीं है डेटा की. देन फाइनली प्रोसेसिंग में क्या होता है? इट इज़ अ कलेक्शन ऑफ मशीन लर्निंग एल्गोरिथम्स, सम अदर एल्गोरिथम्स, एंड फाइनली जो आउटपुट आता है इट इज़ क्वाइट फास्ट एंड एफिशिएंट. इसकी एक्यूरेसी बहुत होती है. दैट्स व्हाई न्यूरल नेटवर्क्स आर यूज्ड इन केसेस जहाँ पर आपके पास बहुत सारा डेटा हो एंड आपको ह्यूमन इंटरवेंशन नहीं चाहिए. इट ऑटोमेटिकली एक्सट्रैक्ट्स द फीचर्स फ्रॉम द डेटा. Samiksha, a student of class 10th, was exploring the natural language processing domain. She got stuck while performing the text normalization. Help her to normalize the text on the segmented sentences given below. So what are the various steps for text normalization? सबसे पहले आप सेम केस कर देते हो. Then what do? You remove stop words. ऐसे ये stop words निकल जाएंगे. And then you do stemming or lemmatization, and then you also do tokenization. So these are the steps you need to follow. Stop words, you can understand what they are. जैसे to हो गया, I, is, they are stop words. Stemming and lemmatization आप देख सकते हो, and eventually your answer should be something like this in the same letters and in commas. It should be in a list. All right, so last question, we have this confusion matrix. What you need to find: precision, recall, and F1 score. Again, I will just directly give you a shortcut to calculate these. How many total tests have been performed? 60 plus 10 is 70. 70 plus 30, total of 100 tests. So for precision, what is the formula? अगर आपको formula याद नहीं रहता है, always remember this. For precision, it is always this value, which is 60 upon this value, which is 60 plus 25. You can give the answers in decimals. Again, for recall, the answer would be this value, which is 60 upon this value, which is 60 plus 5. Right. Again, for F1 score, you can calculate it as 2p into r upon p plus r. Right. So with this, we have understood how to solve and attempt the questions जब आपको examination hall में आएंगे. Make sure to spend the first 15 minutes to know which of the topics you know the best and tick those questions जो आप attempt करने वाले हो. At the end, go for the extra questions. Please do not attempt the extra questions in middle. As I said, give examples in your questions and use your own language. I hope all the explanations were self-explanatory, but if not, if you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment section below. Do not forget to like the video, share it among your friends जिनको भी quick revision चाहिए exam के पहले. I'll be able to help you. If you have not already subscribed, if you're planning to take artificial intelligence in class 11th, you know what to do. I'll be seeing you in the next one. Till then, stay awesome. Bye bye.